Hi, welcome back to CS170 review session. You can see for the announcements that was put out earlier today that we have the info. It's starting off at 9:20 on Wednesday, April 6th, for 24 hours. You have the proctoring schedule that's posted right here. And then you also have some exam 2 information and sample questions. Okay. So it should look very familiar to you. It's very similar to how we ran things for the first exam. Do take a look. If there's any questions, make sure you let me know. I'll be doing the proctoring for the first hour. If you encounter any technical issues, do the best you can to contact the proctor immediately. And whatever you need to do to document issues or whatever, screenshots or whatever, be prepared to do that. So hopefully we can get you going before time runs out for the exam. So I'm going to cover a couple of different things here. One of them is your flow chart. So I had some queries about that. So figure I'll just run that through for quickly. And also your loops. So, I did the flow chart. Remember these basic shapes here, right? Terminator, start and end, really. Hopefully you only have one start, one end. You have the process, these rectangles, decisions, these diamonds, and data, these parallelograms, right? And then you have these arrows. So here, I just basically went into the draw.io. I only changed one thing. I just kind of made this more of an IO to kind of say you observe the lamp doesn't work. And then you have your start. I added the end here. You flow it down. So I observed the lamp doesn't work. That's my IO. That's the information that comes to me. And then I have a decision point. Make sure there's only two outcomes, right? In this case, no or yes, right? And then these rectangles is an action, right? So if there's no lamp's not plug in the lamp, right? If it's burned out, replace the bulb. On the repair of the lamp, that's kind of a generic type of thing. Who knows what that means, but you get the idea. It's some sort of action, right? So these three rectangles are actions. And then you try to bring everything together at the end with this oval shape here. Okay, so that's like your flow chart. Try to stick to something like that. So try not to have like multiple arrows coming out beyond the two that comes out from a decision. And really on these actions, try to have it so you have one input, one output coming out. So let's say to plug in the lamp, right? You only have the one flow, right? The no coming in, and then you flow one out, right? So I think most of the time I see people get in trouble with this when you try to draw like many ins and many outs, right? So try to keep it simple, right? It's either like these flows up here where you have the one in and one out, or you have a decision, one in and two out like this. Okay, so try to keep to some sort of template like this, and you should be okay. Okay. So here, I decided to do like a nested for loop. Someone else asked me about other types of loop. Really, I don't think that's really within scope for this class. For this class, you just have to know about the for loop and know about the construct for the for loop, right? So you have the variable that you're going to basically use as a counter as you go through the loop. And then you have the criteria for what you're going to do to exit out of the loop at some point. And then you have the step function for how you're going to iterate, okay? Usually it's a +1, but it could be other things. It could be +2, +3, whatever. Now, in this case, just to change it up a little bit, I did a high number, right? Instead of like starting off at 0, I start off with 10, right? And then instead of checking for it to keep on going up, I'm checking it as it goes down. And then you have the I minus minus. That means the counter is going -1 each step. Okay, so here I kind of nested another for loop in here, and I just kind of compared it to the outside loop, right? You can see what I did here. I'm checking if X is always greater than or equal to I, right? So as the I keeps on going down, the X will be allowed to get bigger, i.e. it will allow to get larger. And you can see the result of that, right? That means I can print out more X's for each time, right? So the first time through, I can only print one X. And then as I go through each time, you can see I can print more and more X's per line. And that's because the difference between X and Y grows larger each time because I keeps on getting smaller and smaller. So, and I do the BR, right? So that means basically I can keep on going down. And you kind of create like this little triangle, starting with one X at the top and goes all the way down to the bottom like so, okay? So take a look, see if you have further questions on either flowchart or array. Okay, you could drop me an email and I'll try to respond to you as soon as I can. Okay, great. Thank you.